Hey everybody, it's the first day of spring. Welcome. As you can see, as I mentioned, I was planning to be in a different location, and this video is a little bit later than usual. I'm recording it at like 5 p.m. Eastern time. And I forgot my Ernest Holmes book, and I haven't caught up on too much of the news today, so I just want to keep us kind of steady. There was a surfer out there behind me a few minutes ago, and it made me realize that we really are. It's like surfing. What we're in right now is really like surfing. It's been tricky. It's been challenging to go through this time that we're in, where we see things that we thought we were done with in human society in America. And I just want to keep going with that thought. We are really done with hatred, and we are really done with racism, and we are really finished with people singling one another out because they're different and using them being different as a sort of a justification for hating. We're done with that, but we just kind of have to surf through these times of, it's just being churned up, like the ocean behind me. It's just being churned up. By the way, I'm in Maine, and that's Old Orchard Beach, beautiful beach. Let me just grab my astrology for today. The moon, I think it's still in Sagittarius. I hope you've had a good day. It's Thursday. It is the spring equinox. So do something to kind of acknowledge that and commemorate that. It's a time of new beginnings. So let me just grab the astrology for today, for March 20th. And I'll also do my 40 days to releasing religious guilt after this, and I'll upload that, and that's for members. Where the heck is March 20th? Here it is.
This is Kathy Beal of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro Insight for March 20th, 2025. It's the first day of spring in the Northern Hemisphere, the first day of fall in the Southern. It's the equinox. The sun has moved into the sign of Aries, and he's got some support for high energy. Moods should be very ebullient. There's a word for you. People being feisty, even if they're still kind of confused. Continue going over old territory, cleaning up old business, letting go of things. Remember that you're on the runway to a major blast off at the end of the month.
All right,
That's all for now.
The end of the month is, I'm going to open this so you can hear the ocean. The end of the month, there's a new moon solar eclipse. So the sun went into Aries also. So we're out of Pisces and into Aries, so it's going to be a lot more energetic. So what I want to do is I want to read to you from something else. I just grabbed this off my bookshelf, and it was signed by a good friend, The Quiet Mind, Sayings of White Eagle. And I opened it, and I see Dear Annette, one of my favorite books for you, with love, Heather. Heather passed away last year from breast cancer. She was one of my friends, one of my spiritual friends. I did mention her before when she passed. So I'm just going to open it up and read. Live in God in God's time. Live tranquilly in God in God's time. Every morning on waking and every night before you sleep, send out a thought to the Great Spirit. That is all. Just feel that God is in your heart, and that you are the son, daughter of that living power, that whatever your need, the Great Spirit knows it. And I'm also going to read you this. You are divine. In the spheres of light, all souls are tranquil with shining. godlike faces. In the spheres of light, all souls are tranquil with shining godlike faces. Every piece of work is executed perfectly, and the effort of all is applied to further the happiness of the community. Every piece of work is executed perfectly, and the effort of all is applied to further the happiness of the community. I like that line. Always in your inner selves and in your quiet moments, you can rise into this perfect life and receive from those who dwell there the inspiration to live likewise on earth. Don't make the excuse that you are only human. With all the force of the truth that is in us, we say and we know that you are divine. Let's remember that we are divine. We're divine beings. We are souls incarnated onto the earthly plane. You know, I ask my guides about this a lot, and like, what are we here for? And it's like a quest for divine perfection. And divine perfection doesn't mean every single thing is in its place and it's all easy to understand. Divine perfection is no matter what is going on, God is always present, no matter what. And the more we focus on that, the more transformative our energy is. And when I say transformative, I mean able to, in your presence, people are able to feel the peace. Because we're recognizing our divine selves. Look at that magnificent ocean behind me. That's a mystery. You know, we came from the ocean. Human beings evolved from the ocean. We're part of all of this. So in the face of all the ugliness, we've seen a lot of ugliness this week. We've seen some really amazingly horrible things that just, you know, kind of harken back to the darkest times in world history. We've seen our allies of America in kind of having to respond to this heinous person who's illegitimately in the White House, who's just showing how hateful and cruel he can be, and his billionaire buddy. It's really, really been a hard time that we're going through, and this is going on like 10 years of this. So the longer something goes and the harder we have to work to hold the light, to tend to the flame, the harder we have to work, the more powerful the light is. It's like the more you have to feed a fire, the greater the fire becomes, the brighter the fire becomes. I have a little candle behind me too, you can see it. There's a little tiny flame in that little lantern there. I just put a little tea light in there. And that little tiny flame, consider that to be you. In this vast environment, this vast ocean, there's that one little light. But you do, if you look closely, you can see it. And you are like that light. And you might think that that's insignificant, but add that to many other lights and it's a huge, big light. So it's really up to us to commit to that. Where we see light needs to be shown, we make a conscious choice. Oh, there's light needed there. And sometimes it's as simple as being kind to another human being that you encounter, being kind to a stranger. Oh, I can bring a little light here. I can bring a little light there. And for all of us during these times, just know it only takes 10%, no, actually 1% of the population to be meditative and calm and peaceful. And that shifts energies. We have been okay. Most of us have been okay through the tumult. We've been mentally very disturbed by all that's going on. It's been very, very stressful. That's true. But we're still okay. And it could very well be that the reason that we're still okay is because we're going to the love, and we're going to the prayers and the intentions, praying in whatever way you see fit. We're going to meditation. We're going into the silence. These times that we're in are pushing us there. And I do really feel that that's why we're in these times, so that we can cry out to Spirit and to align with Spirit and to start to recognize Spirit. Because even if you just mention to somebody that you're going to go pray or you're going to go meditate, even still, people will look at you like, well, you're going to do what? Or, like, what do you mean? Like, who does that anymore? Even in the face of that, we know that that's the only thing that's most needed. And that's what Spirit is really pulling us into. That's what's needed. We need to find the source within us and then shine our light from that source. I'm going to pull a fairy card. I think I am. Hang on a second. I literally just arrived here. I'm not sure where I put them. Thank you for joining me for these videos every day. I'm going to actually pull 3 tarot cards. All right, just to give us some guidance. And as I said, if you remember the 40 days program, 40 days to releasing religious guilt, I'm going to record that in a little while and upload that also. If you're a member, please consider becoming a member. Those are set to members only for 40 days. So this is what's going on today for guidance. 7 of Cups is be careful of dwelling on things that you don't know are true. That's the gaslighting card. And decide that you're going to create what you know needs to be created through the tumult. And the King of Swords. Take dominion, and then you'll see other people in positions of power taking dominion. We're all connected. So when you decide what you want things to be, say the judge, the people that are preserving our democracy, working really hard to make sure we don't lose our democracy. Our democracy is based on law and order. So when you own your power and you take dominion over your life and you're thinking about what's going to happen in this country, then the others that are in positions of leadership and power, they become more powerful too. And pray for their protection. But the 7 of Cups is a gaslight card. And the Magician is saying, think our way, intend our way out of it. There are enough people doing the work now. I really do feel that. So don't despair. We have each other. All right? No matter what the news is, don't despair. Always go for the miracle in your mind. Thank you for joining me for this. Tonight we have the guided meditation for a healed America. That's going to be from 7 to 7:30. Please join me for that. I'll be here by the beach, but it'll be dark. You won't be able to see the waves. And tell your friends, we're going to be meditating at 7 Eastern tonight. It's Thursday. All right. Thank you. Namaste. See you soon.